Good evening, everybody. How are we all doing? Welcome to our match recap of yet another win for Bristol Rovers. It's 3 wins out of 4 now, 10 points out of those 12. Just about over that draw from the weekend against Burton Albion. It's just myself here today, no Charlie or Dom at the moment. And like I said, we are planning on doing more of those in the future, so do stick around. And yeah, what a fantastic win for Rovers. And it was one of those where, again, it wasn't the prettiest of performances, but the 3 points is all that mattered. And that grit and determination in the second half was outstanding. And the players, on effort alone, deserved those 3 points. I thought the game was going to be close, and it really was, especially in that first half. Shrewsbury would have been really disappointed not to go in half-time level. But let's start from the beginning then. Rovers fielded the same lineup as the last 3 games, I think. So it was a midfield of McCormick, Grant and Westbrook. I thought Oxteamer might have got on a start, but it was McCormick who played. And he had a fantastic game again tonight. I can't really call any player that put a foot wrong, if I'm honest with you. They all played absolutely outstanding. And we got the goal early on, I think it was about 15 minutes in. Ball goes into the box. Hanlon clatters into the goalkeeper. A few people have said the keeper should have gotten a red card because apparently he had his hands around Hanlon's neck. Look, it wasn't deliberate. It was accidental. It was a coming together. These things happen. It wasn't a red for me. Maybe a yellow, but definitely not a red. But Hanlon going in brave, getting the header. This is his first goal from open play for Rovers. And I thought, right, let's go on and get another. And to be fair, it kind of knocked the stuffing out of Shrewsbury. They kind of looked a little bit jagged for a while. Goldborn going off injured. So not the best first 20 minutes for them. But they really did cause Rovers a lot of problems. Leon Clark, especially at the front of it, you can see he's played at, in the Premier League, although very briefly. You can see he's played at a higher level, though. He looked the part, if you like, and he kind of reminds you when you've got like a really top midfield player when he dropped down a division or so, and they're looking for all the passes and they're just not going to anybody because they're used to playing with that quality. And I think that's what Leon Clark, you can see the players he's been playing with at Sheffield United compared to what he's playing with at Shrewsbury. It's like night and day. But Shrewsbury, they got a couple of tidy players in there. They did deserve an equaliser, I feel, by half-time. They were unlucky not to score. They hit the post. They had a couple of real good chances to get the equaliser. But it was a nervy first half, but we stood firm. And there was nothing to be sniffed at, really. And I thought Rovers were good credit for their goal, but we had to go careful. So the second half then, Shrewsbury did come at us a bit more. And again, I was thinking, well, it's going to be a similar game to Burton. We might just end up crumbling. Shrewsbury had one off the line. Oh, amazing defending by Amer. Rovers did so well to stop Shrewsbury defensively. And what impressed me the most with Rovers was just the high pressure. The amount of intensity they played was amazing. And, when you look at it in that way, getting the younger players in, those energetic players in, they can do that more often. They've got the stamina to keep going for 90 minutes. And even when Rovers did get a bit stuck, if you like, when they did get a little bit bogged down, there was a couple of misplaced passes. I didn't feel too concerned until probably the last 5 minutes that we were going to concede a goal. I thought we controlled the game very, very well. Despite arguably being second best, we didn't have the greatest amount of possession on the ball. I'd be surprised if we had more than 40%. But it was a real professional away performance. And I think we were really, really good value for the 3 points there. Hanlon had a chance at the end. That was set up by Oxteamer, who got given 20 minutes tonight, or about 25 minutes if you include stoppage time. He looks like a really tidy player. The little balls he was playing into feet were fantastic. There was an instance where I think it was Oxteamer that went down, and it looked all for the world the referee was going to give a free kick. He didn't give the free kick, and he stood up and still had the ball at his feet and carried on playing. Fantastic stuff. He's really looking like an exciting player, even though he's only played half an hour for Rovers. you can see why he was rated so highly at other clubs. And then you just had that effort, especially coming from Josh Grant, who's really, really moulded into a fantastic, I'd say a holding midfield player, but he does have that energy to get forward. And Rovers just all over the park was brilliant. I can't really nitpick, which is a good thing. Like I said, we were second best for the majority of the game, but we didn't play badly. It wasn't like one of those where, you look at Ipswich away last season. That was probably the best best performance of the season. I still stand by that. But Rovers were clinging on after the first 10 minutes, and we didn't do that tonight. And we did have a couple of chances, to extend our advantage. So we had that chance from Hanlon where, had he missed it, and Rovers would have conceded, then you look back at that moment. But Rovers, they kept their heads up, they kept the concentration, if you like. Whereas in games even like Saturday, we lost our concentration, and we paid the price for it, and we didn't tonight. And we dealt with their set pieces very well. I hate to use this term, but they're flair players, if you like Cummins and Norburn. We really did well to stop them breaking through. And Rovers, like I said, we're all they were well deserving of their win. It's currently 10-9 at the time of the recording here. The majority of the League One games are coming to an end now. I think there were only a couple of 7:45 kickoffs. I think the only ones that did kick off at that did kick off at 7:45 was Burton and Rochdale, and Northampton and Swindon. Those games currently at the time of this are 0-0 at Burton, and Northampton leading Swindon by 2-0. Looking at the live table, then Rovers will probably finish the night in 10th place, even with Northampton. I don't think anything will change there. No, so looks like Rovers will end tonight in 10th place. You can definitely see the top teams in the division are going to be the ones that are going to be up there. The big game coming out of tonight, Doncaster beating Ipswich by 4-1. That's a big result there. But the teams who are at the top 7 are Hull City, Ipswich, Lincoln, Peterborough, Sunderland and Doncaster, and Accrington, if you want to include them in 7th there. The only team really that kind of surprises me, well, the teams that surprise me that aren't there are Charlton, but they've had a lot of financial issues, Wigan and Portsmouth. They're just a little bit behind there. So the teams at the top of the league at the moment, maybe the exception of Lincoln City, and I think their game has just now finished, with Lincoln City there, the teams that are up there are the teams you expect to be up there. So Rovers, they're doing well. They're just chipping away behind. They did drop. It was two big points on Saturday, but they're on 11 points at the moment, 2 points off the playoffs. Got a tough game against Accrington on Saturday, and an even bigger game against Hull City. They've only conceded 4 goals all season, and they were all in one game. So there's plenty of positive to look forward. There's a couple of real big games coming up for Rovers, and if Rovers can take a positive return out of the next 2 games, and I'm just reading here, Accrington's game has just now finished, so they beat Fleetwood by 1-0 tonight. But Rovers, they just exceeded my expectations. I said around mid-table, we're in the top 10. Let's end the season now, shall we? But all in all, very, very positive stuff tonight. I'm going to be back on Friday for my match preview, ahead of the game against Accrington Stanley on the weekend. It's going to be a tough away game. It's one of the few grounds in League One I've not done. I've done the majority of the ones in League One. Accrington is still another one left on my list. I will get there eventually. I think the times we played them in recent years was either on a Tuesday night or the weather was appalling. So I thought I'll give that one a miss. But all in all, very, very positive stuff. I will see you all on Friday. Have a good rest of your week. Keep smiling, man, because that was a good result today for Rovers. So if you're having a bit of a down day, hopefully that result has cheered you up a little bit. Have a good rest of your week. I will see you all on Friday. Take care. Bye-bye.